Hi everyone, my name is Anne-Marie Band. Today is February the 16th, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. I know we're looking at the futures here in gold. We've got an options expiration month that shows volatility increasing, but also prices increasing. And so we can see those big wide swings that we can get in the market. Dip buying is clearly in focus. We've got the PPI, consumer sentiment, also ahead. And what we're looking at is gold trying to bounce off of this 2000 level. Now, the move in the dollar is really going to do something. And the PPI obviously just came out because that's got gold's pulling down into its frontline support. We are sitting in a buy the dip formation in general, but this one's coming up off of the 2000 mark. A retest of 2000 would not be ideal for the bulls in gold, and so they're going to be watching for it to hold 2010, something like that. All right, same thing happening here in SPY. PPI came out and the dip down into the lower volatility bands. Most of us don't trade pre-market, but what we want to see at that 10 o'clock consumer sentiment is a savage move down into the volatility bands, and then we'll put the strangles on. All right, so you want to watch in the Benzinga Pro platform for that. All right. What are we seeing? Hey, we need to hold sort of 50160. That's kind of important if we're going to continue our uptrend. Notice this long line here. They are trying to get back above this line. If we get back above this line, we're going to hit more trend. I suspect we stall out just a wee bit, but the name of the game is just simply following the price. And how do you do that? Remember, we always talk about the exact same thing. Take a look at what the last two candles are doing and say, hey, am I making higher highs and higher lows or lower highs and lower lows? And if we are in this particular formation where we were both making higher highs and lower lows, what we have to say is, oh, we're potentially in a megaphone and we can bounce off of these formations right here, or we can continue. That's why we look at the strangle instead of another kind of formation. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs are a little harder to finagle, as it were, simply because of how much things cost in there. Right now, we are looking at a trend that's a little bit more neutral than the SPY, and that's because we're not nearly as close to the highs as we were there. Lines in focus, 434.50. We almost bounced right off of it, but we'll see if there's a continuation here into options expiration. We should have a fair bit of volatility into the afternoon, so we could get two different episodes of strangles that might work for us. Yeah. We're going to follow the vol bands. You see how they expanded on this news? It tells us that there's range of motion available. And when there's range of motion available, we really can put on these strangles in a very, very nice way. We just kind of want to wait until the afternoon or until it spikes up at some anchor point in the day and then begins to erode. All right, let's take a look at the ES. ES doing the same thing. My thought yesterday, if you listened to what I said yesterday, we need to retest 50.35 and hold. And very interestingly, this is where we are coming into. So buyers are going to come in around this 50.35, try to punch it out. And then from there, we are going to have a new setup potentially. We could either completely continue or bounce up off the edge. What we've noticed across the board is this first dip here creates buying opportunities, and then the traders will battle to get it back up over the VWAP, which is sitting right at about 50.49 right now. You see the traders coming right in and trying to hold old resistance as new support. That's really going to be what we are looking at today. For the Qs, also notice not quite as bullish as the ES coming into this mainline support zone. 922, I think, is a pretty interesting line. it needs to hold this area to break down, right? It's got tons of motion there. This intraday bearish break number is not correct. The intraday bearish break is 850. I just saw that. Right? And that means we come down here, we don't bounce off the volatility band. And yeah, that would be 901, right? The caution into the breakdown. But again, these breakdowns, they found buyers, right? We have absolutely found buyers. 796 is still the support edge we're watching, and 850 is that caution for further breakdown. All right, let's take a look at the CL2. I believe this is where this one is. And we can see that what we've done is really a little bit of nothing. We come in, get right up over 78, and we break down. It's holding a fair bit here. As long as we stay up over 76.30, price action should hold bullish. Otherwise, we step back down into 75.33. Volatility bands are expanding. Trend is mixed, right? It's down in the pre-market, up in the prior days, above the prior day. And so this could have a fair bit of bullish motion to the upside if it takes off. All right, short test, short setup today. Just watch your charts. We're going to have a fair bit of volatility, and I'll see you on the platforms. Take care.